Game number 1, we are continuing with the lower bracket in the ARAM Community Cup. And yep, off we go. We have the three-legged Raiders over on the left side, the blue team with Hunter, Org, and Varian. We have Sven on Malfurion, Hirath on Kerrigan, Meneldo on Hogger, and Drak here is playing Li Ming. Blue team actually just used a veto as we were going into the game because the opponent... the red team used a veto because the blue team had a double Mephisto. Each team has a veto once in the best of 3 series where they can just say like, nope, we're not going to play against this. And yep, the RNGesus Chosen have used that already. Argas, talking about the red team, is playing Thrall. We got Harkness on Rhaegar, Ventru on Tyrande, Borkja on Vala, and Jessica is playing Artanis. Yeah, the ARAM Cup has been a lot of fun, a little bit more lighthearted than what we usually get here in regards to tournaments, but definitely very enjoyable and some pretty sick combos that we also saw. And now that the red team has already used their veto, obviously there's no chance to use another one if the blue team gets another crazy RNG draft in the brawl here. But I gotta say that the heroes now that we have on their opponent's side are pretty damn good. You have Thrall with Trash Lightning, which is obviously the talent for Thrall in brawls, in ARAMs, and it's one of the strongest characters that you can get. Sul'jin is still the king of ARAMs by far, but Thrall is very much up there if you can get that chance. And we have a lot of stacking quests for RNGesus Chosen now. We have them with Vala going into a multi-shot build. Trash Tanis is rocking his level 1 talent, which can actually be a little bit helpful here in an ARAM as well, since he has way more opportunities where he can brawl it out. And talking about stackable talents and brawling, look at what Malfurion has chosen over there. No Emerald Dreams or anything along those lines, but instead we're getting Broccoli from him. Way more opportunities to get good stuns out, specifically of course when you're playing with all of those heroes, like for example Varian that can tee you up for them. So Broccoli could get pretty strong as the game continues, and we're definitely going to keep an eye on him. Always eat your veggies, boys. Always do. Anyways, so Globe's already being picked up. Quite a bit of pressure being had here, but it should be quite fun. And Vala also, this is going to get real interesting. With Artanis the protector of Aya, and then Vala on top of that with the extra multi-shot. So the damage increase and the spread that she has in an ARAM is going to be pretty sick, unless of course she keeps dying. Down once, that's the 3rd kill already for the three-legged Raiders, and they're getting another one as they're moving in on Thrall to drop him 2. So Argas is gone, 6 stacks right now, and damn, Kerrigan went deep, jumped over the wall even, but got the kill, and they even get her out. That's 5 kills to 0 now, and they are crushing it. So going for another Trash Tanis kill. Even in ARAMs he's useless, ridiculous, okay. The blue team definitely want to move on to the grand final and fight for the big prize in the ARAM tournament. And honestly, they're doing exactly what they need to do in order to be worthy of the hot butter through cheese meme merch that we have now in the shop. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. If you watch this on YouTube, there's a link in the description that you can have a look at. It's finally there. We've been memeing around for a long time, and now you can get a hot butter through cheese mug or shirt and or an apron. Or an apron, which is probably the best one. But yeah, all of that is now available in the shop, and the winners of this tournament, they get some as well. So again, way more lighthearted tournament. No big prize money on the line for this one. This is mostly for fun. But the blue team definitely goes through their opponents like hot butter through cheese, so they would be worthy of the merch for sure. Now, either way, another nice route. Kerrigan dies, but they still might get a few counter kills here. Thrall able to get up towards the globe, but Rhaegar gets murdered by Li Ming as she came on for a very different angle. Went into Calamity 2 looking for some resets as Varian went deep and nearly took Vala out. Got mega close on this and nearly got a kill there. Talking about kills, Vala gets actually destroyed eventually, so she falls. The owl hits nothing, but they go for Artanis again, and he's dropped 2. This is such an onslaught. It's ridiculous. Blue team with hyper aggression now. Now, to be fair, they might be mega aggressive, but there's still a lot of stacking going on from the red team. So if this game lasts long, if they can just delay things, they should be able to get a significant amount of damage out and really make the life of their opponents a lot harder as things continue here. Hogger's down, so is Li Ming, so this is exactly what we talked about. We have 100 stacks now for Artanis, 36 for Vala. 15 for Thrall. This isn't over. Despite all of the momentum that we have seen early on from the blue team, as this continues, I very much believe that the red team can make this happen. And they had some really nice games already, so I wouldn't really put it past them. Malfurion goes down just as I talk about it, so he gets murdered, has 14 stacks on his level 1. So it's really starting to feed broccoli over here. But then you look at Vala, and she's really carpeting the entire area with one multi-shot after another, and is more or less guaranteed multiple hits with every single salvo that she unleashes, giving the nature of the game mode here. Thrall needs to complete his level 1, of course, to really be able to poke and get most of his damage out and prep some targets. And looking at the raw damage numbers, Vala's already top damage in the game, but she's also the primary target and gets killed. Oh my god, they're all getting killed! Vala, Thrall, and Rhaegar plus Tyrande, they're all dead, even with a double support for the red team. They couldn't do anything here. It's a full-on 5-man team wipe, and this is going to mark the end of the fort of the red team. Good stacks for RNGesus chosen, but if they lose fights like this one, then it's not going to help them. We have Bloodlust for Rhaegar with a double support combo that they're playing here. You can obviously afford that, so they have to sustain, but they need to get that damage in. And yeah, they're trying their best to do exactly that. Maybe a kill now? Yeah, nice arrow. Menaldor survives though. Good turn against Thrall. He's on 19 stacks. He needs 11 more until he's going to be done. Kerrigan gets murdered again, so very quick hit against her. And she goes down. 160 stacks now also for Artanis. I mean, again, we're going to keep our eye also on his damage numbers, but so far he's been the primary target and has been easily destroyed. Tongrad being destroyed, Vala moving in and getting together with Artanis. Not only one kill, but two of them. Li Ming and Hogger both down, and they're pushing the envelope again as they're marching towards the opponent's keep wall. Both of the forts in the game have now been destroyed, and that leaves the... sorry, my bad. They go for the fort wall. Yeah, I'm jumping ahead here a little bit. Kerrigan goes down. They haven't even taken the wall down. I thought they destroyed it earlier, but my apologies. That is obviously not the case. So yes, they're going for the fort instead and try to quickly destroy it here. Vala now on 50 stacks, ramping up the damage more and more and more. Which is, by the way, going to be crazy good for her later on too, because she can burn the minion waves down very easily. And that's always nice when you're relying on a lot of wave clear and you're trying to just use the lane push to put your opponent into trouble. So yeah, they're going to do that whenever they have an opportunity. Another quick hit is coming. Oh, Vala again in trouble. Could be in tons of trouble even, but gets the heal from the double support. They keep her alive, and then she turns it, and Varian falls. Trashtanis soaking up all the damage again, but Malfurion, he doesn't survive. Li Ming is also not looking too great. Plays the game around the gate though, and comes in with a kill. Nice! Rhaegar goes down. The Calamity hit is on point, as they're now moving in for maybe Thrall. He's still not done with his quest. He's sitting at 25 stacks and has just now died again. 17 kills to 12. We have 29 kills already. Vala on 55 stacks now for a multi-shot, but she falls too. So another hero falls victim. She is at 46,000 damage. Li Ming is getting more and more resets though, and really a decent amount of momentum that helps her to start control the game here. She hasn't quite caught up with Vala yet, but she's definitely working hard to accomplish that. Trashtanis on 30,000 damage, Thrall on 37,000. He should definitely get a lot higher here, and eventually will if he completes his level 1. But the blue team is realizing that this might become a dangerous game, so they are applying pressure. They want to take that keep out, remove another fountain from the red team. They are trying to stall, give Vala time to stack, give Artanis time to stack. 22 stacks, by the way, talking about stacks, for Malfurion. Yeah, gets more and more and more, and Broccoli becomes a menace. Vala is dead, Artanis is dead. That's the two heroes that are big threat in the late game if they get their stacks. And Malfurion is getting another lock as well with that root. So all of a sudden, it is just full-on slaughter mode by the blue team again. And looking pretty good here. Malfurion with 23,000 damage. Not too shabby for a support, I gotta say. They're going for the keep and will likely take it out. And maybe even have an opportunity to take down the opponent's core and drop it here. So, yeah, keep going. All the fountains removed. They themselves still hold on to their fort in the middle. So, that's pretty sweet. But can they finish it now? 2-level advantage. 22 against 12 on the kill count. As the attacks keep coming and Thrall gets blown out of the water. He's still 1 stack away from completing his quest. He never had the chance to really unleash its power. They are aiming for Artanis and they are about to get him again. Artanis does what he does best. He dies. And they are following up with Li Ming getting reset after reset. 3 kills. Vala at least was able to take Malfurion out and therefore remove the sustain from the opponent. But she, of course, pays the price and gets killed, which is another 5-man team wipe. There's level 20. They go for the core. They got all the trump cards in their hands now. And this should be the conclusion of game number 1. Very well done. The 3-legged Raiders with some fantastic plays here. 47% to go through. Vala is about to be back as well, but we actually have Archon here, and Li Ming just goes full on laser. Li Ming goes brrrr, and everybody on the other side goes like and is dying. Catapults on the core. Drakia gets stunned, but is just like burning this down. And yep, they keep them at a distance. Really nicely done. Blue team with a well-deserved victory. They're waiting for the catapults right now, toying with their food a little bit as it seems. But the conclusion of the game is basically, yeah. The fat lady isn't singing yet, but she's taking a very deep breath. Very deep breath. So, 27% on the core. Drakkar starting to laser it down. They went for Tyrande again. They're still defending, trying their best. They don't even have level 20 talents, which is of course another problem. Catapults are moving into, and Artanis goes down again. Double-digit death count on Artanis. Died 10 times, and apparently the red team is still willing to fight this out a little bit because they are trying. Drakkar with the laser show here, and it is over. Catapults are moving in, and this is a game nicely done. The 3-legged Raiders with a victory in game number 1 as we are headed for the second map of the best of 3 series. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, and I think there's trouble brewing for the red team. RNGesus chosen. Apparently RNGesus wasn't with them here, because look at that lineup for the blue team. The Raiders with Hunterhawk on Anna, Menelor on Azmodan, second Azmodan played by Drakkar. We got Sven on Tyrande and Hirath on Sonya. So double support, double Azmodan. And we've already had some double Azmodans in this tournament, and it was brutal. Argus for the red team with Alarak. We got Harkness on Kel'Thas. Ventral Mephisto. Not bad, not bad. Then we get Stitches by Borka. And Jaseka is playing Stukov. So there's a couple of things that they at least can field here. Talking about the red team. They, for example, have a proper tank. And with Stitches, definitely not a bad one. But yes, once that we're heading into some later stage with good stacking for Azmodan, it's a problem. He can really start to poke structures from afar, can burn those minion waves down once that he's properly stacked, and this is difficult. The last time that we had double Azmodan, they absolutely murdered it. Hooks against Azmodan, on the other hand, are a pretty good tool and something that could definitely become a problem. And you also have Stukov for a little bit of zone control, so that's not too bad, considering that Azmodan definitely... The man has 6 legs and apparently does 0 cardio, which is kind of nasty, if you ask me. I mean, that hitbox, that model is just way too chubby. So the little chubster over there might get hit by a hook or two, and when he tries to squeeze past the gate, and the lurking arm comes out from Stukov, and that can become a problem as well, of course. The nano boost is something that really worries me later on, because once that we have a nano boosted Black Pool, Azmodan, Orb of Annihilation that is properly stacked, can you imagine what kind of damage that's going to do? It's gonna wreck. It's gonna absolutely wreck. So yeah, late game is gonna be very interesting. Already the first kill. Azmodan is able to take down Mephisto. The first Azmodan kill, I should probably specify. But yep. 60 stacks and 42 stacks, so they're doing their best to just get the stacks together by hitting heroes in this case. Rules are a little bit different when you're playing in an ARAM compared to a normal game, so in this case you can really just aim for heroes and try to get the hits there. There's usually a lot of stacking up that happens, which you can try and exploit as best as possible. Alarak also not going into the normal lightning build that we expect here with negatively charged coming in on level 4. So he's foregoing that, which I find a little bit odd. It's normally a very good build to stack damage towards the late game, but apparently not really comfortable with this. So now that level 4 is starting to kick in, it's a bit more pressure from the red team. But again, I still expect that the blue team needs some time to wind up their combo properly. But once that's the case, it's going to be rough. So at this point, we now have 100 stacks already for one of the Azmodan players, connecting more and more hits here, 114. Yeah, the damage is still going to be there. Maenildor is doing currently a little bit better than Drak here. So Maenildor with really nice moves, really nice damage, doing his best and getting those hits connected. 122, he's doing okay. Tirana gets killed. They still have one support. Really good control also on the gate. We not only have Stukov here, but also Kelthas that can work a lot with that. But the hits keep coming. He's nearly doubling it. I mean, damn. Maenildor is just making Draka look bad at this point. He's like, look, this is how you stack. You're looking at me, this is how you properly stack. And yeah, he's doing great on that. So, mad stacking progress for him. Attack also coming in at 140 nearly. He's 50 ahead at this point. Not quite, but getting there. Bit of a leading experience still for the red team. So I'm talking a lot, of course, about like the possibilities and the potential of the blue team's lineup. But let's not forget that right now the show is pretty much ran by the red team. They're trying to bring this back, right? They're one game down. It's the best of 3 series. You lose here and you're out of the tournament. The winner moves on against Don't Tell Bishops, which is the loser bracket final. So you really want to dig deep if you're the red team. Force game number 3. And then hope for a little bit of RNG yourself. But so far, I gotta say, the lineups of the opponents have been a little bit better. Kelthas with 12 stacks on his Mana Addict, still working on the sustainability that he will get once he completes it. And yeah, we have more and more power now with the Art of Chaos in the mix. And of course, since the... Oh, that was a big one. Since they are starting to connect those hits, the level 1 quest is soon going to be completed for at least Maenildor and his Azmodan. But Drake is not too far behind. So yeah, the hits, they keep coming. And I'm a little bit worried about what's going on there. They should honestly aim at least a bit for the minion waves, just to make sure that there's no pressure. Take a few of them down. Tyrande, careful. Girl nearly gets destroyed here. Still alive though. There's the first quest completion. Maenildor is able to hit the 200 stacks first that he needs here. But also really nice follow-ups from Drakia as he is trying to catch up. Tyrande gets caught again and killed. But Azmodan is ramping up the damage. We have 20,000 damage now for both of the Azmodan players. Still more for Mephisto and for Kelthas. Mephisto is very likely going to be one of the top damage dealers in the game, if not the top damage dealer in the game. Oh, but some of these hits. Damn, Drakia hitting 4 at this point. And of course they're bringing the siege damage as well, which is another huge advantage of running the two of them. So yeah, with Black Pool coming in on level 10, it's going to be neat. The gap in experience, that's a very different story though, because that is giving a mad advantage over to the red team that they are now very likely going to start exploiting in a moment. Azmodan gets killed, level 10 is available. That means that they're getting Pyro Blast, oh yeah. And the chance to get some serious damage done by simply pushing with level 10 for the 4, destroy the fountain, and really set yourself up here. Another couple of nice attacks from afar, with 260 stacks now in the hands of Maenildor. Second Azmodan completes his level 1 quest. So yeah, with that one done, we have cooldown reduction of course here as well, and that's going to be pretty big. I mean, again, YOLO those things out one after another, and Bob's your uncle. So currently 280 stacks and 222. Ford's still likely going to fall. They need level 10 and they need it soon. I mean, they're going to get it any second. There's the Pyro. Not going to do anything. Did nothing. But they might get her with a Gorge. We go for Sonya. Yeah, Gorge into a Gravity Lapse. That is the end of her. Gives at least a target for Azmodan to stack a bit further. Sonya died. She went actually into lead. Double Black Pool now. And now it starts hurting. Did you see that? First Stukov and then Kelthas. The two of them definitely don't have fun with it. They don't like that at all. And they keep in mind, Nano Boost is also an option here. So they're trying to go leap, and Mephisto's alive. I think they didn't sync it properly, but they nearly killed Mephisto here. And they're not even fully stacked yet. Oh god, this is gonna get nasty. Stun is in. There's another quick attack. Cooldowns should be ready in a moment. And then they can fire that up too. Don't have a black pool available though. But these minion waves get just melted. There's no way to push with minions if Asmodan just keeps obliterating them within half a second. That's a huge problem there. And structures, of course, are also starting to take a lot of damage to this. The gap in experience is still there, and this is probably the biggest advantage that we currently have for the red team. Also the fact that they were able to destroy one of the forts and therefore fountains, but yeah, 8 kills to 1. I think the kill count is going to change soonish. Stitches, probably not someone that you can reliably take down with orbs from Asmodan, but when we're talking about the squishies, that's a different story. There's a little bit of scouting happening. And there's a few more hits. Leap is coming in. Look at those damage numbers all of a sudden. They're not getting real kills yet, but they're definitely chunking their hit points down. Asmodan, nano boosted, is able to get away. Tyrande died, and Drachia is moving out. Stitches with a hook, but does not connect it. Damage numbers, they are changing. As you can see, Meneldo has taken over the top damage numbers with the 45,000 that he brings in. 39,000 for Drachia on the second Asmodan for the blue team. And they're all eclipsing the damage that we're seeing now from Mephisto and from Khaldor. So they're not even fully stacked yet. They don't have a level 20, but they're doing an enormous amount of damage right now. And you can really tell that this is something that the red team will eventually struggle with if it continues. I mean, currently they're still trying to exploit things as best as they can. Now the baseline is completed here, so it is done. And yep, now it is gonna get even more tricky with the potential level 20 coming in. I mean, once that they have it, and honestly, ARAMs are always deceiving for me because I'm thinking the entire time, ooh, level 20 is going to be amazing, and they get the stacks together, baseline's completed. And then I look up and I'm like, well, they're level 12. So, yeah, there's still plenty of time, actually, to get real nice damage out on structures. 12 kills to 1. I think the red team might just have this after all. So I thought we were way deeper when it comes to levels. I've been staring the entire time at the red team, but I didn't even realize how far behind the blue team was. They're only now hitting their level 30 talents, so this is still going to get a little bit tricky here. We'll see. I mean, they're getting everything done right now, but yes, quest completed. And they get a kill on Stitches. Nice. Alright. Numbers are definitely coming together. Pyro didn't do enough. Yeah, still a kill against Sonya. But everybody is a bit low. The continuous poke that you're now seeing is working for them. They're poking, poking, poking all day, every day here. And they are doing work. I would still love for them to also focus a bit more on those minion waves with the occasional Orb of Annihilation, just to ensure that the opponent doesn't have an opportunity, you know, just to push through this. Because the minion waves are definitely something that you want to have when you're pushing into a keep, for example. 56 and 55,000 damage now. Asmodan at the front, definitely not where he wants to be. But they have to push into Tyrande's ult. Draka still alive. And as I say, he gets hit by the combo. Alarak comboing it off, taking him down. Now they go for Sven. Tyrande, Sonya, all not looking good. Leap is back up. Leap is up. He could jump away and jumps out. No problem. Delayed it even a little bit. Was hit by Alarak, I suppose, but also delaying things and allowing the rest of the team to escape here. Then again, Gorge is available, and that's immediately used against Tyrande. Asmodan, does he at least get one hit off here? Nope, gets hooked instead. As Tyrande gets killed once again, so whoosh, 15 kills, 2-2. Guys, it's getting kind of crazy. Level 20 is up next for the red team. For the blue team, they are now finally about to hit level 16, but they're trailing experience so hard, it's crazy. And one more hits with the Orb of Annihilation is coming out, but still, they're now having the fort or the keep nearly destroyed. And once that the keep is gone, you don't have sustain anymore. This is honestly the one thing that the red team really has to pull off here. They have to take that keep down as quickly as they can. I'm still worried about the late game potential that we're getting from their opponents, but if they are able to take the keep apart, that's nice. The Pyroblasts against Sonya also make it really difficult for the only melee hero, the only frontliner to properly engage. But look at that. Ult is out, Sonya is dead, and they nearly got another kill here. Decent hits coming from those two Asmodan players. but they only got one kill. Moving Mephisto was of course huge and definitely a big play, but now one of the Azmodan players has fallen. Menaldor is still alive. Let's still try and follow up on this, and look at the sadism that we're getting from Alarak. Alarak is at 178 sadism right now, as they're going in for another kill and of course the keep. He's at 41,000 damage, they have 70,000 for Kel'Thas. Yes, Azmodan is higher, but now the keep is gone and that means the fountain is eliminated, so now the core is the only obstacle between game number 3 and the red team. They want to force the issue. They want to force the third map, and it certainly looks like they can. 91%. If the blue team wants to win this, what they need to do, they need a bit of a miracle. They're still 3 levels, 2.5 away from level 20. They need kills, and they need them quickly. They need to take Alarak down so that he loses his sadism stacks. They need to also try and make a play for Mephisto again. If they are somehow able to lock these kills, and that would maybe be the turn, but against level 20 talents, without you having any chance of getting yours in time. Yeah, there they come again. Stitches, yes, they get him. They blow Stitches out of the water. Good ult for Mephisto, but the follow-up isn't there for the damage. But that was a pretty neat one. That was a really, really nice kill against Stitches. I didn't think that it would be able to take him down just simply because of the hit points that he has. He has 35 stacks on his Hungry for More on level 1. But again, they need more than that. I love how they are now targeting not only the heroes but also the entire gate wall in an attempt to take some of the structures out. But on the other hand, you are still finding yourself in a spot where you need kills. And you need them quickly. You need to take that fort out. So far your opponent is still holding a fort. So they have with Azmodan also the trade that kicks in. Level 16 helped them with a total annihilation here. So that's also sweet against Stitches, of course. But they have to break through these structures. If they don't at least take a fort out, I mean, how are they ever going to be able to get back into this? And the red team is now bringing this back. They have sustain all over the map still. Only a single support hero, true. But they can fall back, tap the fountain, get some mana as well. And it's something that they've been using as a tool to get ahead here for a long time now. So, yeah, plays are being made. And the core, again, the core is already losing hit points. That's a nice move. That's a sweet move, but I'm not sure if he survives. Pyroblast is out again. They're trying to pyro it up here, and, well, nobody is dead yet, but another big one. Good moves against Azmodan. Draki is about to die again. He goes down. Job well done. And this is a big damage threat that has now been removed, so the red team is getting closer and closer towards moving on to the core. There's level 20. That gives us pride. So this one's huge. Double pride, but it might just be too late. The timing doesn't work out for them, does it? Azmodan back in 17 seconds. Can they defend long enough? It's going to be a huge damage boost now. Menaldor is trying to get those hits together, but I'm not sure if they can still make it. 44% on the core, and it's falling more quickly. 42% with the damage that spreads from Kel'Thas. Nice! The escape of Sonya. Oh, look at that damage. Yes! Oh, with Crater. Even getting Crater out. They should be able to get Mephisto here at least. And they do. They sacrifice Sonya for that kill. But that was a really good chase. And that level 20 talent for Azmodan might just change things. Maybe it's too little too late, but look how quickly the damage has absolutely exploded here. 125,000 now for Menaldor, 87,000 for Drakir. And again, they have big damage now, bigger area too. They're chunky. Look how they're chunking these guys down. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Such massive numbers now coming out, and this might just be the chance to bring the game back. Maybe they got an opportunity here. They have to take that fort out immediately, but they need to push it further than that. Now, Mephisto is back to business. The fort is definitely now going to fall. Stitches is still a threat with another hook that he throws out. Pyro, bye-bye, bye-bye, Toronto. They nearly killed Alarak on the other hand with another rope. Leap and a kill. Sonya's going to die for it, but they were able to do at least that. And they also took out Stuko. Get Alarak! Yeah, he lost his sadism already earlier, so that was definitely a big play. Taking the sadism out. Nano boosted Azmodan! Look at it! Menaldor with a boost, but that's just too much. He can't deal with that. That leaves only Drakir. He's about to die as well. Yeah, they can go for him too. It was a nice last stand that they had there. But with only 40% on the core, I think we all know where this is going. Well, actually, Tyranda's back. Sonya will be back in a moment. It isn't over yet. What a second map. And Draka is even alive. He played Ring Around the Rosie with them. Yeah, there's the stun. And Draka should be able to get some... Nah, he didn't even go for an AWP here. But they're still in play. They still got this. They still got an opportunity to turn this around. This is crazy. This is really crazy. Asmodan not dying and actually being able to get away was big. Now they have the 5-man back on the map, but with 40% on the core and the fort still not destroyed on the other side, things are still looking pretty bad. They need to get those connected. I think they're waiting for Sonya to connect the leap and then follow up on that. There's the leap. 1 hit, 2 hits, and Mephisto is dead. The problem is every single time they make that play, they lose Sonya. She has basically no survivability after she leaps in. They need to save Asmodan. Pyro again against Sven. And there's the kill. Nice. Big Pyro. Fireball. 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 Yeah, but I suppose this is going to be all she wrote here. That's a bit too much for them to handle. Really nice effort. Love it. Great game, but we're going to game number 3. Ana is not going to be able to save the day for them. 18 minutes in, 29 kills against 9. Glorious game. Glorious second map, but we go to game number 3 in this series between the 3-legged Raiders and RNGesus Chosen. Nicely done. Really cool second map. Love it. So let's head straight into game number 3. Game number 3! Final map in the best of 3 series here in the losers bracket, everybody. The 3-legged Raiders are going up against RNGesus Chosen. And I don't think that the blue team is going to be too happy. I'm going to explain why in a moment. On the left, Drakia on Zarya. We got Hunter Orc on Stukov. Herath is playing Nazeebo. Menelor with a Vala multi-shot build. We have Sven on Johanna, and then over on the right side, this is where the fun really begins. Chiaseka on Li Ming. We get Argus on Ana, so Nano Boost is in the house. Harkness on Deckard Kane. Then Venture on Zagara, and we have Suljin. So the reason why the blue team is probably not gonna be too happy about this is very, very simple. They actually just vetoed. So they had a veto left. We headed into the last map. And I think the drafts were okay, but the blue team just decided that they don't want to go up against the Mephisto on the other side. But generally speaking, I think it was fine as a draft. And now that we're heading into the final one and everybody ran out of vetoes officially, we now have Suljin, Li Ming, Ana for the red team. So as far as nice combos go, this is definitely a big one. Recklessness on level 1 for Suljin. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a highlight here to see how far they can go with it. Very beefy frontline then again. So there's a lot that was sacrificed from the red team in order to get this very aggressive and damage-heavy draft. They sacrificed tanks. And not only do they go up against an absolute top-tier S-tier tank with Johanna, but they're also up against a hero that, of course, can support her even further with the shields that Zarya is going to be providing throughout this entire game. So this is definitely something that should be a little bit worrisome for them as all of this continues. See how much of a difference it will make, we're gonna see. I mean, time will tell. Maybe the blue team is able with their front line, you know, to properly break through all of this. Or it's just going to be the ramping up damage that we're getting from resets with Li Ming and from Suljin as the game continues. That will be their demise. But either way, it should be a wild one. We had a pretty cool series between the two teams already. And now game number 3 is going to be the one where one of the teams gets eliminated and the other one will manage to get into the top 3 of the tournament. All in the hopes of locking in that sweet prize of hot butter through cheese merch that you can of course get in the shop. So Nazeebo with the blood ritual, Vala with Arsenal after again stacking. And this is honestly starting to be like the dominant build right now for Vala in ARAMs. I mean, this is the one that we've seen the most. We had at the beginning a little bit of auto attack, one arrow build attempt, but most of the Vala players right now are speccing into multi-shot, really trying to capitalize on the fact that everybody is very heavily clustered together so that they can do the damage there, get the stacks up and ramp the damage up that allows later on also to burn these minion waves down quickly, not only the heroes. Serrated Spines again for Zagara. We already had it in some of the previous games as far as games go, and if we're heading into the late game, getting those auto attack stacks together is pretty sweet. Suljin now on 7 stacks for his baseline. A little bit slow on the stacking process. The level 7 talent is still going to be interesting. Most of the time we're getting Arcanite access, but we've now also seen some more auto attack focus, at least in one of the previous games. Zagara gets killed, and that's the second kill for the blue team, as they are also slowly but steadily taking that wall down. Nazeebo, somebody to watch out for too, of course. If he makes it into late game, maybe even with Violent Infection, that would also be a pretty big problem, potentially, for the red team. But again, they are the ones that want to scale too. So, yeah. We get first shot for Vala, so that's of course pretty sweet, because by now you get the added slow on all of this, so you get a bit more tools for the rest of the team, and they have a lot of control. I mean, you have already Condemned from Jojo, you get the Blessed Shield that will come out later, and you have the slows that she can work with now as well, and of course the Lurking Arm in this case, that benefits from all of it, and can even add on top of that. So, yeah, 2 kills to 0. Zarya gets destroyed, but so does Liming, so they get a counter kill at least. The level 7 talent that they have over the opponent certainly doesn't hurt in this case. But yeah, Ana goes down and so does Vala. So it's continuous exchanges in kills that we're seeing between them. Suljin gets killed. Yeah, no more stacks for him for a couple of seconds. He has 13 by now, so locked in a few more. But can they take that forward? Not yet. Zagara on 25 stacks, by the way, on her Serrated Spines on level 4. So there's also, again, Ferocity. So no Arcanite access, no double swing AoE that they can rely upon in those late stages of the game where they're making their moves. 9 to 8 on the level board, which means that it's a pretty big gap that could be exploited around the time that the blue team hits heroic abilities, always assuming that the red team isn't able to catch up until then. If they get some kills, they might be able to change that, but for now it's looking like the blue team will probably be able to use that to push into the opponent's fort and take it out. That's at least what I personally would expect here. And they're already starting to do exactly that. They're pushing in before level 10 hits. They're gonna get it soon. Jojo, if she flanks in like that and is able to get them a quick hit with a Blessed Shield, that would be amazing. First, they're killing Suljin, which is already in and of itself incredible, and the timing couldn't be any better. So now he's gone, and with level 10 abilities, they're isolating Deckard Cain. The old geezer goes down faster than Joe Biden falls down a flight of stairs, as they're aiming for Ana. She's about to get killed too. The double support definitely struggling here. The fort is down, Li Ming is down, and boy, oh boy, blue team is wrecking it right now. Mad plays being made by them, and that is, yeah, it's trouble brewing. They're losing too much ground, they're losing it too quickly. That's the problem, essentially. We have Falling Sword for Jojo, so that's another one. They're trying to go for the keep already to at least dish out some damage here. I don't think they can straight up destroy it, but they can definitely open the wall up. And there's still half a level until the red team hits their level 10 abilities. So this is the perfect window to push this further. Li Ming has top damage in the game, and deservedly so, made some really nice plays, but just doesn't really matter if you're not able to get the kills. They only got 2 so far. Double more, Deckard Cain. Yeah, Ana trying to set them up, but Menaldor with Vala is able to escape at least for now. They are getting with a nano boosted, leaving 3 kills though. Girls having some fun over here. I like it. Shia Zeka with some really sweet plays there. I mean, damn. That was sweet. Look at this. Nano boost comes in, and then it's just like bam, bam, bam. Reset, reset, reset. Calamity. 2-3 kills that they're getting. And finally a bit of momentum. They were lacking the level 10 abilities before that, and this just allowed them to make their move. So now they can try and go for the wall here, try and take that one out. But the blue team is, of course, now back in force on the map. Question is how far they can go with this. Jojo, no Blessed Shield. Can always jump on Ana though. Back in the day, you used that as a counter. You actually went for Falling Sword against Ana to put pressure on her, and they could do that here too. First they're pressuring Suljin. Here comes the play for Deckard Cain and Li Ming. Li Ming the first one to fall. They're focusing on Ana. That's a triple, baby. And the man with the big arm is moving in for Deckard Cain. Yeah, this is gonna take too long. Sagara is trying to also escape here. Sul'jin and Deckard Cain are fighting the world's most boring fight, and Sul'jin is realizing that he's not, sorry, not Sul'jin, Zuko is realizing that he's not even going to be able to do this by himself. So Harkness finally goes down, but yeah, that took a hot minute, for sure. So, the attacks, they still keep coming. I mean, they're doing what they can on this one. Trying to just like take this out. The keep, I mean. And, well, let's see what we're going to get on this. Can they claim it? 2.5 level advantage, that's already pretty big. So this gives them a huge lead. Keep is gone too. Blue team is on their way to victory. On their way to victory and a slot in the losers final. Yeah, losers final is next up on the list, and they are right now looking fantastic here. Another falling sword jump is coming in. They go for Sul'jin, they go for Zagara, both of them are gone. The core is losing hit points. They're looking great here, and with 17 kills to 5, there's no doubt that they are going to take the game and therefore also the series. Nicely done. Red team ends up 4th place in the tournament as the three-legged Raiders move into the top 3 and now face off in the losers bracket final against team Don't Tell Bishops. GG, well played, and a deserved victory for the Raiders.